Is your board making a weird squeak every time you turn? Does it feel like it has a mind of its own, pulling to one side? Those aren't just annoying quirks. They're warning signs. They're clues your skateboard is giving you before something goes horribly wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 signs your trucks give you before they break and how to fix them right now. Paying attention to these will not only make your ride smoother, but will keep you safe from a sudden equipment failure that can send you flying. The squeak that signals a problem. All right, first up, let's talk about that squeak. You know the one. That high-pitched, nails-on-a-chalkboard sound every time you lean into a turn. While new trucks might make a little noise, a loud, persistent squeak is your board crying for help. The number one cause is almost always a dry pivot cup. That's the small plastic cup on your base plate where the hanger sits and turns. Over time, it gets dirty, and the friction from the hanger turning creates that awful racket. The fix is ridiculously simple. Grab your skate tool, take off the kingpin nut, and pop the hanger off the base plate. Now use a cloth or paper towel to clean all the gunk out of the pivot cup and off the hanger's pivot point. Once it's clean, find a bar of soap or some candle wax. Shave a few tiny pieces into the pivot cup. You don't need much. This acts as a lubricant and kills the friction. Put the hanger back on, reassemble everything, and your squeak should be history. Your turns will feel way smoother too. The constant pull to one side. Are you in a constant battle with your board just to ride straight? If you push your board and it immediately veers left or right, you've got a classic truck problem, and it's usually about the bushings. Bushings are those 2 colorful urethane cushions on your kingpin that control how you turn. When your board pulls like this, it's often because one or more of your bushings is cracked, squashed, or permanently squished to one side. This happens from lots of turning or just general wear and tear. To check, flip your board over and take a hard look at the bushings. Do they look flattened, bulging, or have visible cracks? If so, it's time for a new set. To fix this, just buy new bushings that match your riding style, softer for carving, harder for stability. Replacing them is as easy as unscrewing the kingpin nut, swapping out the old bushings for the new ones, and tightening it all back up. Also, double-check that the bolts holding your trucks to the deck are tight and aligned. Sometimes a loose or crooked base plate can also cause the board to pull. The wobble of doom. Nothing is scarier than picking up speed and feeling your board start to shake violently. That's speed wobble, and it's a huge red flag that your trucks are dangerously unstable. This issue can have a couple of culprits. The simplest one? Your trucks are just too loose. If you can easily wobble the hanger with your hand, tighten that kingpin nut. Use your skate tool and tighten it in quarter turns until it feels stable, but don't crank it down so hard you can't turn. However, if your trucks are tight and you still get speed wobbles, the problem is likely worn-out bushings or damaged pivot cup. When bushings lose their rebound, they can't center the truck properly at high speeds, leading to that terrifying oscillation. Likewise, a worn-out pivot cup creates extra play that gets magnified at speed. Inspect your bushings and pivot cup for damage. Replacing these cheap parts is a much better option than a one-way ticket to eating concrete. Grinding and rattling noises. If you hear a metallic grinding or a rattling sound, especially on rough ground, stop and inspect your board immediately. These sounds often point to loose hardware or worn-down metal parts. Start by checking your axle nuts, the ones holding your wheels on. If they're loose, your wheels can shift side to side, causing a rattle. Tighten them, but make sure the wheel can still spin freely. If that's not it, check the small washers on your kingpin, the ones above and below your bushings. They can wear down or crack, causing metal-on-metal grinding. Also, check the kingpin itself. A bent kingpin is a major safety hazard. While you're at it, make sure the bolts holding your base plate to the deck are tight, as loose mounting hardware can also be a source of rattling. The point of no return. Cracks and bends. This last sign is the most serious. If you see a visible crack or bend in the metal of your truck's hanger or base plate, that truck is done. This kind of damage is usually from repeated heavy impacts or a lot of stress from grinding. There is no fix for this. Don't try to weld it. Don't try to bend it back. Riding on a cracked or bent truck is asking for a sudden, catastrophic failure. A broken hanger or base plate can make your wheel lock up, detach, or cause the entire truck to collapse, throwing you from your board with zero warning. Check your trucks for hairline fractures regularly, especially after a hard session. Look around the kingpin area on the base plate and along the hanger. If you find any damage, no matter how small, the only safe move is to replace the truck immediately. It's best to replace them in pairs to keep your setup feeling balanced and predictable. So, what's the gnarliest truck problem you've ever had? A squeak you couldn't kill or a surprise wobble on a hill bomb? Drop it in the comments below. And if this guide helped you out, subscribe for more tips to keep your setup dialed. Your trucks are the backbone of your skateboard, and they take a beating. Taking a few minutes to check them for these 5 signs can be the difference between a great session and a trip to the ER. A little maintenance goes a long way in keeping your board safe, responsive, and ready for anything. Now get out there, keep shredding, and stay safe.